Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co., and this is the upcoming crowdfunding campaigns for the month of April. And I'm fully aware it's already April, I'm a little bit late, but it's okay. You already got a video earlier today, so this is the second video. It's a bonus video. The first one doesn't even count, this one doesn't even count, something like that. And of course, if this isn't enough, there's always making sure to subscribe to Shelf Clutter. I do these videos once a month. Every month I go ahead and pick out a variety of games that are coming to crowdfunding, showcase them, highlight them, talk about them, give you a bit of an introduction as to what's heading your way over the course of the month so you can save, plan, or just look on in eternal doom. But if you want a weekly update to that, Adam from Shelf Clutter does these every single week. Every single Sunday he puts up a video going through the crowdfunding campaigns, and there's a variety of reasons to subscribe. First of all, he covers more campaigns than I do because I try to pick the highlights because I'm doing a whole month. He does it every week. He also has more up-to-date information because of the fact that I'm telling you what's happening as of now, and the reality of crowdfunding is it changes on a regular basis, so things are changing all the time. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to Adam if you want that weekly up-to-date information. And with that, let's go ahead and start off in rough order of where they're hitting this month. In fact, when I say rough order, I'm starting with Aqua ROVE 2, which started already today. This one already launched. Aqua ROVE 2, the Berwick cases. Aqua ROVE is back with a new, cleaned up version of the original game with some degrees of elements fixed upon it, less hoarding of clues, less duplicate clues, lots of stuff around that, but giving you that same deductive experience that you may have known and loved. Alternatively, one that you haven't had a chance to dive into quite yet. This one launched already today, but since I'm doing this video a day late, I'm still including it because, well, it's an April crowdfunding campaign. We have coming up shortly, we have Millennium Blades again. This is one that hasn't been out on crowdfunding for a while. Coming to you from Level 99 Games, Millennium Blades basically simulates a CCG experience within a board game. So it's like playing a CCG, but not actually having to deal with a CCG. With Lorcana and Star Wars Unlimited, and what's the other one? Altered, it's called Altered, right? With all these CCGs heading your way, this is an opportunity to go ahead and sink yourself into that lifestyle at a fraction of the cost. I'm not saying it's going to be cheap, not if you get everything, but it will still be a fraction of the cost of an actual TCG while giving you that same type of experience. Granted, without some of the either IPs or art that is present in those other games. We have Garden Geckos over here. Garden Geckos coming to you from Tin Robot Games, a tile laying game of geckos and bugs as you try to match up your tiles to score as many points as possible, launching shortly. We also have Horror on the Orient Express, the board game. This is coming to you from Chaosium, coming to you from the designer, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the designer, but he's famous. He's done so many games from, did he do this War of Mine? He did Nemesis. Who did Nemesis? Oh my gosh. Adam Kwapinski. I think it's Adam Kwapinski. I think so. Hopefully I'm doing that right. Either way, Horror of the Orient Express, a cooperative game of managing your passengers, taking on a character with a bunch of abilities as the train is slowly devolving into terror and all these kind of horrific things happening while you try to utilize your actions and your abilities to power up and hopefully take down the baddies in this game, or from the authors of Nemesis, Frostpunk, and Destinies. I think there's also Lords of Ragnarok, but I could be mistaken. But either way, that's going to be a Horror on the Orient Express coming to Kickstarter shortly. We have a Power Vacuum, a treasonous trick-taking game. This is going to be a game of power vacuums, and I know it's called Power Vacuum, but it's actually about a household appliance. You're going to be conspiring, manipulating, and scheming against other household appliances in this game from Malachi Ray Rempin. He's previously done the Roll Camera series, so if you're looking for that cutesy little vibes as to why that is, well, he had Roll Camera, now he has Power Vacuum. Love the concept, love the idea of it. I generally like trick-taking games, which is a mechanic I stayed away from for a very long time, but nowadays I tend to enjoy trying to see which puzzly trick-taking games give you different vibes. That's going to be Power Vacuum coming from Malachi Ray Rempin. Then we have over here, we have the Eternaut. That's Kickstarter with a little thingy. The Eternaut, the board game. The Pendragon, coming from Pendragon's Game Studio. This is bringing you a survival board game experience in Buenos Aires, in Buenos Aires. In Buenos Aires, doing an alien invasion. I assume there's a missing something there, in a Buenos Aires something. But it's coming to you from Pendragon Game Studio, who have done things like The Thing or other, they've converted a bunch of video games or TV shows or IP basically to board game form, and they're coming to you with their Eternaut as their newest title. Then we have over here, we have Solace the board game, launching on April 9th. This is going to be coming to you from Lunar Oak Studio, who have done Sheol, as well as the follow-up game that is after Sheol that I don't remember, like the candles, something, wax, there was something about candles or wax, I don't remember exactly what it was, but Solace is a mission-based 1 to 5 player co-op sci-fi game set in a world of immortals in which players are agents of a futuristic SWAT. So, not sure if I'm totally bought into the theme quite yet, but their productions have overall been very well done, their campaigns have been very well run. It's coming to you from Lunar Oak Studio, April 9th. Then we have over here Rove from, Aqua ROVE. Aqua ROVE from Button Shy Games. This is going to be coming to you again early April, mid-April. It's going to be launching a continuation of a new standalone Rove game. Rove being a solo game where you're manipulating cards, trying to figure out how to, well, get those cards all to fulfill certain mission goals while utilizing abilities, while trying to not run through them too quickly. Aqua ROVE is going to be bringing you more Rove in a standalone game. There's also going to be a Rove Junior. We can get both those games for $20. It's going to be more Button Shy Buttonshire stuff, more Buttonshire things. They do a campaign every month. I think they do a campaign every month. We have Aqua ROVE launching shortly. We have Castle Up coming April 16th. Again, we're going to be leading the people, building the greatest castle, and leaving your mark on history forever. Don't know much about the gameplay on this one. It looks intriguing. First time creator. It might be a little too card driven, but I'm not yet sure. Although even just this little image I'm intrigued by, because there's a little, like, almost like a bubble here. I can't tell what exactly that is as far as why it's obfuscating the cards. I can't tell exactly what's going on the table over here. But Castle Up coming April 16th. We have Stupor Mundi by Quinad Games. This is going to be coming to you from, well, Quinad Games. They've done a whole bunch of midweight to heavyweight Euros. This one is actually available on BGA, on Board Game Arena. You can check that one out, so you can get a sense of how the game plays if you want to see how the game plays. Their games tend to be very unique. Quinad has brought you a whole bunch of things from Troyes to Carson City to, what's the Carnegie they had. Now they have Stupor Mundi over here coming to GameFound as a new title in their line of games. They sometimes do reprints, sometimes they do new titles. This is going to be coming to you from Nestor Mangoni, the designer of Star Wars Journey, Newton, and Autobahn. So a lot of, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the word again. A lot of prestige. No. Is that the right word? Prestige? No. Pedigree. That's the word. There are a few videos back, I couldn't remember what the word was for prestige or popularity or something, and the word is pedigree, and a lot of people helped me out in the comments, but I blanked on it again today. But either way, a lot of pedigree behind this title. Stupor Mundi, cover looks great, art looks great. Well, actually, cover and presentation looks great. Art's not actually my jam, but good. Something I've always said is, bad art cannot be, how do I put it? Bad graphic design cannot be covered for by good art, but bad art could be covered for by good graphic design. Now, to be very clear, I don't think this is bad art. I do think this is a matter of taste. I don't love the art on the cover. I do like the other components, but the box itself has so much solid graphic design that even though this art style is actually not to my taste, if you had this as the main cover, I would not be in here for it. But this nestled into that book totally changes the format, the way it's presented. So either way, this is me, Stupor Mundi, coming to you from Quinad Games over on GameFound. Then we have over here, we have BioHazard the board game, launching April 23rd. Again, these are in general in order, but some are a little out of order, and some are also unknowns. Again, reminder, subscribe to Shelf Clutter. I have a bunch of titles that are like maybe in April, maybe in May, and by the time they launch, he'll probably have information on those because he'll have the most up-to-date information. But we have BioHazard the board game, an easy to learn, hard to master strategy board game, an overused term, but with players managing the resources to protect the regions from a biological pathogen. Basically, you have a biological pathogen spreading around the board. Players are utilizing cards to be able to go ahead and contribute to building up walls, but this is not a cooperative game. You have specific goals, some public, some private, as far as what you're trying to protect and how you're trying to make sure everything stays alive as you build walls and guide the disease, not so much guide the disease away from you, but guide the disease away from you. You're trying to protect yourself, and you don't really care what else gets destroyed along its path, as long as those things aren't your things that get destroyed. So a game of rampant biological pathogens spreading around the world in which you are somewhat protecting people and also sometimes just not really caring. We have The Adventures of Conan, coming to you from Gale Force 9, launching on GameFound. This is going to be a dice rolling game, an asymmetric dice rolling game where players are going to either play as Conan or as allies or as enemies as you try to go ahead and outbeat Conan in this game, rolling dice, moving around the board. I actually don't think you move around the board. Rolling dice, gathering cards, and trying to ultimately outpace each other in this game. I will be covering this one, but I only just started the rulebook, so I only have a loose idea of how it plays, but it looks intriguing. Lots of dice, lots of cards, lots of good artwork, and now the only question is what the game itself is actually like. Then we have Mini Rogue 2 over here. Mini Rogue is coming back to crowdfunding April 16th, so these campaigns are not completely in order, apparently. But we have Mini Rogue coming back to crowdfunding in April 16th. This is coming to you from Nuts Publishing. This is one that they had the original Mini Rogue. Now they have Mini Rogue the Council. They have a roguelike micro game. Second season. I'm not entirely sure what they have coming to the table this time around. Mini Rogue was a game that was already in crowdfunding. It was first a print and play, then it became a full game. It was not a game for me, unfortunately. I understand the appeal of it. I didn't love it quite as much, but I am intrigued as to what things this is doing differently. A 1 to 3 player co-op or up to 4 player versus in this roguelike board game. So not entirely sure if it's going to be different or building off the original, but Mini Rogue the Council coming to crowdfunding soon. We have Mindbug Battlefruits. Mindbug's going to be continuing its series of games. They have at this point they have 4 standalone games, and we have 2 more coming to the table with Mindbug Battlefruits, giving you a bunch of standalone games where you can go ahead and gather the cards, deal with the new mechanics, and of course integrate with your previous systems. Mindbug is a game where you're basically trying to play cards in any kind of head-to-head 2-player experience. I believe there are modes to play not 2-player, but the main appeal or hook of this game is the idea that you have 2 Mindbugs when the game begins, and at any point you can use your Mindbug to steal your opponent's play. And so it's a bit of a mind game of trying to figure out when to use your Mindbug, when to go ahead and steal his thunder out from under them to be able to utilize it against them, versus when they were just baiting you to be able to go ahead and get you right back at you with better, stronger cards, or use their mind bugs to take your cards instead. So lots of tactical maneuvering around your hand, but also some mind games around when to use your mind bug, not too early, not too late, at just the right time to be able to drive victory in these games. We have Hispania from Geckos Ideas over here. This is going to be a cooperative game, which you wouldn't necessarily think looking at this board. This kind of looks like a competitive experience, the nature of, like, you know, the little dudes, the pieces, all that stuff, but this is actually a cooperative experience for 1 to 3 players. Again, an interesting player count, 30-60 minutes over here. It's a cooperative game which 1 to 3 players take on the role of all the territories and consuls that Rome has to send to Hispania during 2 centuries to subdue the people of the peninsula before the turn of the millennium in order to incorporate Hispania into the coming empire, emulating the first Emperor Caesar Augustus. I'll admit that doesn't make me want to play the game as much as the idea of the cooperative game and just looking at it. It's just like knowing it's cooperative and looking at the board has me interested, or not as much to my taste. But either way, this is coming to you from Geckos Ideas. Intrigued by the game, we'll know more about it when the crowdfunding campaign launches. And there's other games as well. There's Tetrarchia, I'm saying that, I'm probably butchering that, Tetrarchia, the board game is going to be launching as well, so you get either or both of those on this GameFound campaign. Then we have Earth Abundance. This is going to be one of the bigger campaigns this month, I have to assume. The Abundance expansion to Earth. Earth, the incredibly popular title from Inside Up Games, Inside Up already has a whole catalog of games, but Earth has easily been their most popular title by far. If you've seen the boardgameoftheyear.org or whatnot, it's insane the gap between Earth and other games. But Earth is basically a game of trying to build plants and build a variety of things and ultimately draft cards and build a tableau that's going to score you as much points as possible relative to other players while you utilize actions that benefit yourself and others as you play through it. And then Abundance is going to be giving an expansion with new player interactions, new ways to create your hands. I have a copy of this. I will be covering it, but I don't actually haven't played it yet, unfortunately. So we'll have more coverage for you on this one, well, later. Not right now, but later. Then over here we have Corpse of Discovery is going to be coming to you from Jay Cormier from Off the Page Games. Corpse of Discovery is going to be based on another comic book title, I believe Manifest Destiny. Their games in general are based off of comic title from Hero County to Mind Management to now Corpse of Discovery. And this is a deduction game, a cooperative or solo deduction game where you're wandering around trying to figure out what's where as you deal with unique puzzles and try to establish how to actually drive your goals forward and get the right resources to be able to outlast each day and stay alive while trying to accomplish the unique goals of that scenario. There's a ton of interesting things going on, variable scenarios going on here. I will have coverage of this one. This is Corpse of Discovery from Off the Page Games. We have Project L Square One. This is going to be, well, Project L, the next game in it. This is Square One. It's a Project L game, another chapter in the Project L universe. This one introducing a new dimension to the game, time. Again, I'll have coverage on you for this one, but I've opened the actual box, but I haven't actually read the rules, so I've seen the components, but I don't know the differences on this one as far as how it plays. But it's building off that Project L universe with similar looking things, but yet different at the same time. We'll have more coverage for you as the campaign approaches. We have Firesiege. This is going to be relaunching. This was over on GameFound. It canceled and relaunched. This is going to be launching on April 23rd, bringing you Firesiege back to your table. This is a solid cooperative experience in which you're basically trying to dealing with overwhelming hordes as you accomplish a variety of goals. You have to accomplish 6 points worth of goals kind of from these various goals in play. You can destroy various nests. You can do other things depending on what things came into play. You're trying to control your heroes and you're trying to be mindful of your hordes of people supporting you, all while the bugs tear you down as they slowly encroach closer and closer into the citadel while you manage a bunch of things. And I completely forgot the main hook of the game is the idea of these cards that you know some of the things that are on your card. So whenever you have a card, you either know the good things or the bad things on the card, but you don't know both. So you see one side. Your teammates see the other side, and they can be like, oh, don't play that card. They can't tell you outright what's on a card, but they could be like, that's not a good card to play, or that's not so bad. We can probably get away with that. They can give you loose information, so you're working together with your teammates around that interesting cooperative hook as far as how to actually drive your actions in the game, because someone knows the good, someone knows the bad, and you have to try to figure it out without directly communicating with each other. Then we have a few more launching, I think, in April. These are going to be sometime in April. I don't have locked in dates on these ones, but I think towards the end of April, we should be expecting How to Save a World, coming to you from Burnt Island Games. This is one that I need to be playing more, but I had a chance to play this one. I want to say at PAX Unplugged. I only played half a game, so take it with a grain of salt, but the half a game I played, I really enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to diving into it more. Again, half a game is not a review, always a reminder on that. But the half a game I played, what I really enjoyed, I'm looking forward to playing this one more. That's going to be How to Save a World. It's a game, but it's not a cooperative game, it's a competitive game of trying to figure out different ways to save a world from a meteor hurtling towards the planet, trying to take things out, and you're trying to figure out the right way to, well, stop it. Are you trying to blast the meteor out of space? You're going to build some shields, you're just going to get everyone off the planet, and what happens along the way is going to determine where you're investing towards a successful solution. So, almost a little bit of a stock-taking game built on a worker placement engine with some unique planet-moving mechanics. Overall, enjoyed this one. The main thing I'm intrigued by is the cards and how often those will implement into the game, but what I did play, I enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to playing this one more. We have Dinogenics. Dinogenics is coming back to crowdfunding with new expansion content. It's been a while for this one, but this one has had, I think it's had 2 journeys on crowdfunding. I think it for sure has an expansion, I know that. But it's coming back to crowdfunding with some new content for the game. The New Arrivals expansion, I believe, is going to be more content than the longer development cycle on New Arrivals means it's going to be more content than the expansion than originally planned. So I don't have a ton of information on this one. I have played this one. I hope to have some content, although I don't know if I'm having content on the base game or the expansion. We'll have something. We'll figure it out. We'll have some content for you on Dinogenics. But that's going to be a resource management, try not to let people die while building up your dinosaur park sort of game. And then lastly we have 6th Realm coming to you from Final Frontier Games. This one, I don't have any information on the actual gameplay on this one, but uncover ancient ruins, raise settlements, unearth lost artifacts, and forge your legacy in the strategic engine building Euro game. This one was originally supposed to launch in January. I believe they've been waiting on Mindbug Grove to deliver before this one actually launches, although I finally have started to see content from a variety of creators, so I will not be doing content in this one, at least not as of right now, but there's a variety of creators you can go ahead and check out if you want to see more information on how the game plays, what their thoughts are. That's going to be what we have for the 6th Realm. And that's what we have for all the games of the month, which means it's time for the picks of the month. The games I'm most interested in buying. It's actually a hard month to pick because there's a lot of solid things. Very interesting Millennium and Blaze, but I don't think that makes the pick of the month. Let's do 2 picks of the month. Not Eternaut, not Solace. Aqua ROVE, definitely interested in. We have Stupor Mundi, no. BIOHAZARD, Adventures of Conan, not enough, maybe the Adventures of Conan, I don't know. Corpse of Discovery, I think I have to do those 2. No, this is tough. Okay, so I'm going to give Corpse of Discovery is going to be one of my personal picks of the month because I've had a chance to play this several times. Really enjoyed this one so far. Solid deduction game, cooperative deduction. Really like that genre when it's done right, and I often have complaints and nitpicks around it. This one, I don't know if I have meaningful complaints and nitpicks. Definitely things as always, any game can always be better, but I really enjoyed Corpse of Discovery from what I've played so far. This is going to be one of my picks of the month. And then I'm going to bypass Project 1, or Square 1, because as much as I love Project L and I'm very interested to see how Square 1 plays, for right now I have to go with the one that I already know that I like, which is How to Save a World, which I really enjoyed this one when I had a chance to play this one. Very much looking forward to diving into this one and can't wait to see this on crowdfunding to see how it lands and where the game is, whether I enjoy it more, because I know I will be covering this, which means I have a chance to actually not just finish a game, but hopefully play it several times and get a better sense of my thoughts on the experience. That's what we have. That is your upcoming campaign picks for the month of April. As usual, reminder to subscribe to Shelf Clutter in case you want those weekly updates. And as always, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you found this video helpful, and as always, I hope you have a good one.